Week 9 has arrived. It is our Friday in-season tradition. Show me something. Doesn't mean you're under pressure. Doesn't mean necessarily anything bad. We just want to see something from someone connected to one of the teams playing this weekend. Peter, you get the first pick.
Show me something coming off the bye, Justin Herbert. And if you've noticed in recent days, Mike, I think every receiver going back to John Jefferson for the Chargers is injured. And it's just, I don't know who is going to play for Justin Herbert. And they have a tough game. They're coming east. They're playing the early 10 a.m. body clock game at Atlanta. And Atlanta is a threat, Mike. And so show me something, Justin Herbert. Show me that you can lift your team in a time of difficulty with your roster, with your depth chart at wide receiver. Show us what a franchise quarterback looks like.
Same idea, same round, same draft. Show me something, Joe Burrow. After that, awful performance. No other word to describe it on Monday night in Cleveland. Blown out by the Browns. And I know he didn't have Jamar Chase. Well, all the more reason for the quarterback to show us something. Get rid of the ball faster. Do something to elevate the team. Light a fire under the offensive line. The season is hanging in the balance for the Bengals right now. I know they're only a game behind the Ravens, but you lose at home to the 2-6 Panthers. It's going to be a long final 8 games of the season because you're not going to have many teams as easy to beat as the Panthers right now, all due respect to Carolina. So this is the time for Joe Burrow to step up and show all those fans in Cincinnati why they want him around for the long haul. He's got to carry the team on his back and win this one. Show me something, Joe Burrow.
Show me something, Josh McDaniels. So, Josh McDaniels fell on his sword after an embarrassing shutout loss at New Orleans last week. The Las Vegas Raiders flew to Sarasota after the game. They're playing in Jacksonville on Sunday. They have been away the entire week. They have tried to just sort of, keep everything in the family and rebuild their team right now to try to make something of their season as they sit there 2-5 going into Jacksonville. This is a really important game for the Raiders, for Josh McDaniels, for Derek Carr. Show me something, all of those entities, but show me something, Josh McDaniels.
Show me something, Sam Ehlinger, and I mean it in a very aspirational way. The Patriots are a team that can be vulnerable to a quarterback who can move, who can run, who can make things happen unexpectedly. Who knows? Maybe they'll work in a few designed runs in the Colts offense this week. And also the Colts moving forward without their offensive coordinator, Marcus Brady. Not a scapegoat, but kind of a scapegoat. Sam Ehlinger, the guy who is the quarterback for the rest of the year. Matt Ryan benched for business reasons. The Patriots coming to town. Maybe a win over New England on Sunday would be, or wait, they're going to New England for this one. Regardless, maybe a win would be enough to hang a banner back at Lucas Oil Stadium if they could beat the Patriots in New England. Show me something, Sam Ehlinger. And with that, we'll take a break. We'll do round 3 of the Show Me Something draft when PFT Live continues right after this. There we are. So far, 2 rounds of the Show Me Something draft for Week 9. We've done a good job of touching on games that we hadn't already discussed today. I don't know that we planned it that way. It just sort of happened. 1 round to go. Peter, what do you got?
Mike, I'm going to touch on one other game that we have not touched on yet, okay? And I want you to show me something, Andy Dalton. A very interesting game on Monday night. Baltimore goes to the Superdome. Baltimore defensively enriched with Roquan Smith. And the Saints coming off a very impressive 24-0 win over Las Vegas, playing well on offense. They've rediscovered Alvin Kamara. But to me, I think that in order to win this game, you're going to have to make some plays in the air and not just on the ground. Andy Dalton, you've got the playoff fate of your team in your hands. Get the New Orleans Saints to 4-5 and show me something, Andy Dalton, on Monday night.
We now have officially covered all remaining games for Week 9. It helps that there were only 12 left because 6 teams are on a bye. I will say, show me something, Dan Campbell, the 1-6 Lions head coach. He's got 4 wins in 2 seasons. All the sound bites and the cliches are impressive and entertaining, but at some point you got to win. When will the Lions reboot again if they can't win games? At some point you have to win games, Peter, and at some point people need to realize that ownership is the issue in Detroit, and it has been for 60 years. And the problem is no one in Club Oligarch is forcing the Fords to sell because they behave. The team's dysfunctional, but they're not on anyone's radar screen, and so the Lions continue to not be competitive.
Yeah, and I would just add one sentence to that. Do not fire Dan Campbell because you don't want to start the merry-go-round all over again.
You're right. At some point, you got to stick with it and let it play out. We are done. Enjoy the weekend. See you Monday. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.